So Lori Daybell is getting ready to speak out to Dateline 2020 and tell the truth on the eve of her trial. Yes, we're going to talk about it. Hello Sofa Squad and welcome back to the sofa. Psh, that ain't no sofa, psh, but it's a bed. Psh, I'm still Paul, and if you're new to the channel, well, my name's Paul. If you're not new, guess what? My name's still Paul. Now what we're going to be doing today is a very quick little update, preliminary type thing, right? When I saw this, it literally, y'all, my email, first of all, thank you everybody for hitting me up on Insta, email, whatever, about that. Please, you know we're glued to the TV for this, okay? My mouth hit the ground, y'all. So before we even get into it, I have so many things to say. And we haven't seen the show yet. We are going to be talking about the preview of the Lori Vallow Daybell interview that she's going to be doing coming up. We'll look at the little preview. We'll look at the little, whatever to it. Okay, it's literally just a few seconds. We're also going to talk very quickly about a couple of motions that have gone through. Remember, allegedly, we're on the edge of jury selection. Okay. 100% stream. Well, we'll find out if we can stream it or not. If we can, 100% streaming it. So stay tuned. What we'll do is we will do a live chat this weekend, maybe Sunday night. We'll dedicate the live chat to talking about this interview because it's Friday night. So that being said, what I want to do is just look at the clips real quick and then go over those couple of motions very quickly. Now, also what I did is I pulled another Dateline episode, trailer, whatever you want to call it, that went through before, about the trial, the different docuseries, whatever. Let's look at that for people who are not familiar with the case. And then we'll look at the little clips and whatnot that they showed us of Lori and Keith talking and the whole 9 yards. So let's just get into it.
Lori Vallow Daybell.
The mother of two Idaho children
The
missing.
investigation of those two missing Idaho children.
Of the so-called doomsday mom.
Perhaps the most infamous woman in the country, on trial for murdering her own children. Here in the courtroom in Boise, Idaho, the story told at her trial has been shocking.
As you know, if you watched, if you followed, you probably did if you're here. All those things, right? Completely infamous, completely crazy. Now, again, she stands up against some new charges in relation to her late husband and her former nephew-in-law. I have to always stop and go through the thing. It was her niece's ex-husband, okay? Brandon. And luckily he is still alive, okay? So these are the charges she's going to go against. Now they are doing those trials separately, one after the other. So we'll see how that goes. Here's the thing, before we look at this clip real quick. She's been very vocal and she, stands by her innocence and that we all have her wrong and we don't know what we're talking about in the whole 9 yards. Now her son, Colby Ryan, he has his own channel. And check it out, it's Colby Ryan, look it up. He did an interview with her. I did a video on it a while ago, and it wasn't too long ago, it was maybe a few months ago. And he talked to her from prison and he recorded it. And essentially she's kind of doubling down. She even blamed Tylee for what took place. So she's still in a state of denial. So on that note, let's look at this few second little preview of what's about to come on Friday.
You've got a lot of stuff, Keith, but what I tell you will be the truth.
And all new Dateline next Friday.
Now you heard her like, what I tell you will be the truth. Done up, hair done up. She was working those makeup people when they came to do her makeup for that show, right? So she's going to tell them the truth, right? Now she told Colby that what she was saying was the truth too, but she was just spitting out this next level stuff that we were like, what are you talking about? Where are you coming up with this? So I'm very curious to hear what she has to say to Keith. Now also keep in mind, she just came out with that motion talking about court TV, slandered my case. My husband and I are in their, in the advertisements on TV and I can't get a fair trial and the whole 9 yards, okay? So it's the fact that she's now on Dateline, which she filmed this a while ago, had to have, I would imagine. And it's like, but you're feeding into this why are you doing that? Like you're feeding into it and then turning around and complaining about it. But I'm not expecting logic from her. Now, let's very quickly go over a couple of the different motions that have gone through. So now the first one I'm going to put on the screen here, State of Arizona versus Lori Daybell. And it says the defense objects to Court TV's request in its entirety because of the bias they have already created in the community. Namely, Lori Daybell and her husband Chad Daybell are the commercial for Court TV. That commercial runs constantly throughout the day and has falsely characterized, libeled, and slandered the defendant. And it says Court TV should be ashamed of its very nature and its request, since its sole objective is not to bring people real news or facts, but instead its objective is to entertain the public with the very true life tragedies that happen in real people's lives. The defense objects to Court TV being allowed by this court to participate in the judicial process, including their specific request to appear at trial and live stream the trial, the proceedings on the web and distribute the live feed. Okay, so there's that. Now we went over that earlier in another one, but I wanted to give a little bit of context for the fresh ones we're going to go over. So as you see here, it says March 11th, 8:30 a.m., 1 hour before Judge Bresky. And it says at the status conference, the following shall be addressed. And it says Court TV cameras request and the defendant's objection thereto. Defendant's two separate motions for specific discovery, communication between assigned deputy county attorney and law enforcement agencies, and video interviews, and the state's responses. And then it says state's motion in limine, I always say that wrong. It says re Alex Cox statements, and then number 4, the same thing, re Tylee Ryan hearsay statements. Number 5, scheduling of trial, and number 6, jury selection schedule and process. So a lot of things are going to take place there. I'll see if we can stream it on that day. I'll find out if, whatever's going on. We'll see if we can make it happen. I'll let y'all know. But, I want to get answers to this too, right? I want to see if we're going to be able to stream the trial itself. I'm very curious to see what her behaviors are going to be like. Now, on another note here, another motion, the court did deny some things here. Let's go over that. I'll put it on the screen. And it says the court has received and reviewed the following. The defendant's motion to dismiss, and it lists the cases for violation for speedy trial. The next one says state's response to defendant's motion to dismiss for violation of speedy trial. And the third thing is defendant's reply to state's response to motion to dismiss. Now it says beneath that, contrary to the defendant's assertions, Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure Rule 8.3 does not apply to this defendant, as she never provided a written request for deposition pursuant to the requirements of Rule 8.3. Then it says nothing in the defendant's pleadings changes the court's previous findings regarding the appropriate waiver of time as detailed in its ruling denying dismissal filed January 27th, 2025. The defendant's motion again disregards the exclusion of time as requested by her prior attorneys and as required during the Rule 11 process. So there's that, right? She's going to trial. Okay, unless something happens right beforehand. I personally think it will go. I don't think she's worried about doing anything other than like getting these people in the stand and interacting with them. I mean, we can kind of get a little idea here where she's wanted to, get rid of Tylee's statements, Alex, this, that, and the other, all this stuff, right? So I'll be very surprised if they delay the trial, but if they don't, I mean, I'm not going to be that surprised either, but I don't think that she's trying to be found not guilty. I think there's way more things at play here. I pray that they let Court TV stream it, okay? I don't know what we'll do if they don't, okay? Like I said, stay tuned, watch the thing if you can, that's your homework. We will reconvene and do a live chat to talk about it, and I'll do like a little video or whatever going over it, because I think our mouths are going to be on the ground, and I think we're going to be insanely frustrated with it. I do appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and while you're down in the comment section down there, if you could drop some little sofas off for Bo, Luke, Rosco, and Spirit, and the whole sofa squad. We need a little place to sit and hang out and talk about Lori, talk about Casey, all these cases we talk about. And until we meander our way on down there to do that, I'll see y'all soon.